Now, talking about Othello, the next map, once again, would something like this be viable on this map, and who would you say as a race has the upper hand due to the structure of the map?
Well, you know, I think that Terrans are going to feel very comfortable on Othello. The third base is right there with the third gas. You know, it can be attacked from two sides, so it can't really be defended with Sunkens. So, yeah, I think it's slightly a Terran map. And, I mean, yeah, you can 8-racks basically on any map that isn't an island map. Will we see that? I don't think so. You know, he has +1 game. He's going to want to, you know, play it safe and just try to pick out a win.
Vol, your thoughts on the map?
Yeah, well, with Othello, there are a lot of raised platforms, especially above the expansions, but that tends to have a bit more of effect on TVT and so forth, because TVZ, if the Zergs go Mutalisks first, can be a lot harder to get those drops off, so that doesn't give the Terrans the advantage they might have had in other matchups. So in TVZ, I think, in my personal opinion, it's fairly standard. I'm not sure if I can give either race an advantage.
Would this be one of the maps that we see longer games?
Oh, you know, this sometimes does degenerate into that big macro war. If the Zerg plays correctly against an aggressive Terran, he should be able to get a third base up. And then it will turn into macro because the Zerg will get Hive and defilers. And as we all know, when defilers are out, you cannot kill the Zerg. So games will become long because of that.
I see, so I think everything's ready. Let's start game 2. Kenneget, hit it.
Showtime.
We go, game 2, Haypro versus BRAT. And starting positions, we have BRAT in the bottom left with Terran, Haypro in the top left with Zerg. And you know what? This is a very important game. There is a lot of money in the line. And Haypro down 0-1. You know, I really thought he was going to take Wither, and he's very good on that map. It's a macro map for TVZ normally, but BRAT just caught him off guard with that bunker rush and just totally slapped poor Haypro down. So hopefully Haypro is not, you know, tilted from that, and he can put on his best game here.
Yeah, in the last game we got all hyped up about, you know, the game going to later stages, and before we knew what happened, we saw the Terran player Rush place a bunker down, block all reinforcements with that supply depot, and basically smack the Zerg player down. And there was a lot of probe slaughter there, which you know, a lot of drone slaughter there. Sorry, that made my hurt my feelings there as a Zerg player.
Yeah, I can understand that, but of course, probes can't be slaughtered, they're too strong. But yeah, that was a hard position for Haypro. BRAT executed it very well with those SCVs, and you know, let's see, I don't think he's going to open up with that this game, and no, he has not. He is going depot before barracks, so BRAT is going to do a less cheesy build this game for sure. And Haypro, undeterred from the last game, no pool before hatchery, it looks like. It looks like he will be going for a 12 hatchery at his natural. Now, Vol, who do you think is going to take this with the more standard opening?
Yeah, well, I definitely think Haypro has a better chance this game. I was totally shocked last game at what happened, but again, I've just got to point to the fact that on Wuthering Heights, you've got your natural expansion with a large choke outside, but the very tiny choke leading into your base, which can be blocked off by a supply depot or bunker, and that totally prevents any drones or Zerglings coming in to help you. And the reason why Haypro hasn't bothered to go pull before hatchery in this case is because he knows he can reinforcement himself through the ramp. Another thing I'd just like to make a comment about is that Haypro has actually sent his Overlord in the correct direction already, and has got this Overlord right next to the natural expansion over that cliff, so he'll definitely see if BRAT's doing anything cheesy or anything too fast in terms of the expansion. BRAT indeed going double barracks, so he could still be putting the pressure on. In fact, he's getting gas before the first command center, so he still is going to be very aggressive. But I've got to give Haypro a much better chance of taking this game than the previous game, just based on the fact that he won't be caught off guard, and he'll be definitely very determined to try and pull back from that because he knows what's on the line.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Haypro, you know, he has to be disappointed that first game. There was really nothing he could do once the rush got there. I mean, the depot going up in that little chokehold and everything, that was death for poor Haypro. So I think we're gonna see a better game out of him here. And, you know, he's got to be determined. The Razer TSL, this is huge. I mean, this is the biggest event that we have ever had for foreigners. And, I mean, Yanis, I know that you used to be a professional Counter-Strike player. What does winning an event like this mean for someone's career?
Well, especially like for big events like this, everything matters. I mean, the one that wins the most big events, you know, you get the prestige, you get all the attention, you get the sponsorships, you get, you know, you get that down in your win list, and it's all down to who wins the biggest events. Really, you can come out of nowhere, win a big event, and you're a superstar.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of fun you say that. That kind of happened with another player in the TSL, Dreven. I mean, he was, everyone knew who he was, but he wasn't a superstar until he just destroyed WCG Poland. And look at him now. I mean, he's a beast. So, yeah, this could have huge changing effects on anyone's career that's playing in it. And we see now that BRAT, he's going for a Marine Medic rush right off. This is not very common nowadays. It looks like we're in 2002, and he's coming right out with a Firebat and one medic. That is a good timing. That is exactly when he should be coming out here. You know, the Firebat's going to make sure he doesn't die to any Zerg and stuff. And really, he only needs one medic so far. So he's going to be going up, trying to put some pressure on Haypro, but Haypro did see with that Scoutling. We see now at Haypro's natural that he has the layer morphing as well as a second creep calling. He may want a third up there. It looks like he could get busted by this. He's got to be a little bit careful here. We don't want to see another quick game like last time. And BRAT approaching right up to the choke, scanning it to see if he can bust it. Wow, that was an odd scan right there, I got to tell you. It's normally you'll save that one scan because you only have it one for any tech, but the SCV is still alive in the main, so I guess that it was okay right now. Still the layer not done yet. Haypro looks like he is safe, and this will bring Haypro into a lead in the early game. I mean, his economy is looking very good. He's sunken at the very last possible second. There goes his layer, and just now BRAT is working on his command center.
And we see the Terran player expanding. That's probably the best time to expand right off. You're putting some pressure or containing your opponent, isn't it? Especially for this matchup.
Oh, definitely. If you're going to pressure early with the Marine Medic, you have two choices after the pressure starts. Either A, you can all in, you know, just don't make the command center, keep making units and try to kill them before anything happens. Or B, you can take your expand, and of course his expand is 100% safe right now with those Marine Medic outside the choke. But he's going to want to watch out for this Zerg Spire. When it gets done, those meters are going to come in, and you know, his economy being a little bit behind, his eBay is almost halfway done. You know, it's going to be hard for him to afford the turrets, really, to block these mutas. And, you know, with that hill behind, you know, that high ground, you know, he's going to have to make a lot of turrets. So, you know, maybe not the best thought-out strategy for BRAT. It looks like he wanted a quick win, but he does have some backup plans here.
Yeah, so he's planning mostly to defend his expansion with the initial Steam Marine micro, and we don't see the turrets up yet as his eBay was a little bit slow. But do you think this he'll have too many problems when the mutas are out and they go straight for his base? Because we see he's already backing out.
You know, it's a good thing that he is backing out too, because Muta micro nowadays, those Marine Medic may have just been totally trashed by the mutas. But it's going to come down a lot to, you know, Muta micro. Does Haypro have the control, you know, to take out a bunch of turrets? How many turrets can he take out? You know, you don't want to overmake him if he doesn't make enough mutas, but looks right now like the Spire has finished, and Haypro is hatching, it looks like 9 or 10 mutas right off, so Haypro really saved his money very well there. It looks like about 9 mutas. At the same time, he is putting up an evolution chamber and a Hydralisk den, and the mutas hatch just as the scan comes, so perfect scan there. He saw the den, the Evo, and the mutas hatching. That is about as good a scan as you can get. And we see down at BRAT's natural, he's got only 3 turrets so far, but he does have Marine Medic in his line right there. And, you know, 3 turrets. I'm not sure if this is going to hold against Haypro. It's hard to say. And, Vol, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, interesting thing about Othello is you've actually got to put a turret up on the ridge above your natural, and Haypro is going directly for that. If he takes this particular turret out, then there's no sighting for the rest of the turret. So, very clever move by Haypro, just showing that he's a very smart player. In the meantime, Haypro actually got some Zerglings and a hatchery going up at the 1 o'clock position, and perfect timing for it as well. He's got a second drone going in, maybe to just build a sunken or something else there. And now we're actually looking at the Mutalisk just circling around Brad's space and looking for another opening. I actually thought they'd come back to the natural, given that he'd taken out that turret, but Haypro just looking for somewhere else, maybe looking for somewhere where there aren't too many Marines, and it looks like he's found a spot. He's coming down the back, and he's going to take out another turret. Just carefully, knocking out the turret, and then he can take out another one, and those Marines are going to have to come all the way back, and he's just going to have free reign over the SCVs for a short period of time, but hopefully that's all he needs to actually get some lead going and keep Brat in the space. And in the meantime, Brat is actually moving up to put some pressure on with his forces. I'm not sure if it's enough because of those sunken colonies, but if he's really quick, he may be able to take out the expansion at 1 o'clock. I'm just not too sure if he's going to be stopped in time, especially if those Mutalisks, and indeed the Mutalisks are heading across the map, possibly to engage that if they feel it's a serious threat. Haypro's definitely got a lot of options at this point, I feel.
Yeah, Haypro does have a lot of options, and we're seeing some really nice Mutalisk harass here. Look at this. He's taking out Marines, taking out turrets. 1 Marine left over here. So Haypro definitely doing his job, keeping those Marine numbers down, which really hurts, especially because of Braddock's slower economy this game. Brat just finished out +1 for his Marines, starting +1 on the armor. His starport just finished. And he has kind of a Marine group in the middle of the map, and the medics are just walking off towards the top right. It looks like he got his hotkeys mixed up. That is a bad mistake. And here come Mutas. If these kill these medics and those Marines over on the left, they will be slim pickings. And it's really too bad here. We see him stimming up, running to attack the Mutas, and Haypro's going to want to pull away. Lose 1, 2, 3 Mutas. Oh god, there go the Mutas. Just a few left, really hurt. So Brat is not going to have to worry about any more Muta harass. And you know, I got to say, it's a little bit of a mistake here from Brat. He should have, you know, he brought out that Marine medic army. He could have hit that top right, perhaps before any lurkers got there, but there are lurkers there. So Haypro sitting very comfortably on 3 gas, adding another hatch in his main at the same time as a Queen's Nest. So he's going to be going up to Hive really quickly here, and Brat doesn't really have anything going. I mean, his science facility is about halfway done.
How would you comment on the best use for the army that the Zerg has right now? Should he try and contain the turn, or should he go for some serious damage roll?
Well, like I was saying before, he's definitely got some options there. What Haypro seems to be doing is just attacking Haypro, Brad's space, just in the absence of that medic Marine group. He may actually have enough units to go in, and oh my god, Haypro is actually attacking and moving his Zerglings straight in for the kill. The Mutalisk are going for the bunker, and he's got those lurkers there, and scan goes off now for Brad. So this is a desperate defense by Brad, but it looks like he's going to take it. And the secondary force of Marines coming in from behind. Only 2 lurkers left, so yeah, single scan goes down, and Brad should be able to take over those lurkers. So a fairly cool-headed defense there by Brat, and now he'll have an opportunity to push out. But oh my god, look how many lurkers Haypro has. He's just bringing about 6 or 7 lurkers down through the map. He's still got those other 2. So I feel this is going to be more than enough to keep Brat occupied for some time. And meanwhile, his Hive is nearly finished. And I've still got to give Haypro the lead, but only barely. What we're actually looking at here is that Brat is sending out a dropship. If you just look towards the middle of the map, got a single dropship. It's loaded up with 7 Marines and a medic, and this could actually do some damage. He's heading it straight for Haypro's main, and if he targets that defiler mound, this is going to be great. Oh my god, 2 Scourges coming in, 2 Scourges, oh god, took out the dropship. So 3 Marines and a single medic left in this base. So, oh, that was a missed opportunity for Brat. Wow, that was just a shame. He could have taken out that defiler mound, and that would have been huge. And oh no, in the middle of the map, Brat is actually moving through a force of lurkers. So just a couple of errors there, just putting Brat further behind. And I've got to feel a bit sorry for him at this point, because Haypro is definitely going to take the lead from now on. Wow.
Yeah, Haypro is going to take the lead here. His defiler mound does finish. Consume has started. He's got the Hive, he's got the 3 gas. I'm sure he's going to be taking a 4th gas soon. He's Nidusing up his bases. And BRAT, I mean, he just got that first vessel. And that is kind of slow. You know, he sacrificed vessel timing and an attack timing for that dropship, which ended up really doing nothing because of those really quick scourges. So, you know, that's a little bit painful there for BRAT. Haypro is going to be very hard to stop with Nidus Canal. You know, going back and forth with those defilers, popping them in and out, dark swarms all over the place. So that's going to be something we're going to see if he can deal with that. Now we see a few siege tanks at the sunken line of Haypro here. He does have his defilers. Consume is almost done, so he is just praying that BRAT does not run in, and he is not running in. BRAT is missing a beautiful timing to do a lot of damage. When Consume finishes, he's not going to be able to break this. There are a few lurkers, a few more morphing, a bunch of Zerglings, and BRAT looks like he's getting ready to move up a little bit, but Consume is done, it looks like. And there we go, the first swarm of the game, and Haypro just running up one lurker. You know, he is a little bit light on units right now, but the lurkers come in from behind and flank. BRAT, very nice micro, splitting his army in 2 directions to keep him alive as much as he can. The top right group of Marines killing a lot of Zerglings, but they will go down, and he must retreat these other siege tanks. Haypro pulling into a very nice lead with that flank right there. And BRAT, he is really falling down. He does not have that many units. He's got only 2 vessels right now against the 3 gas of Haypro. Haypro's economy has not been injured at all this game, so Haypro in a definite lead right now.
We can see he's got about 3 scans left and 3 vessels. Would you say that taking down those vessels with scourges would give an opportunity for the Zerg player to try and put the pressure, perhaps a contain while he masses up?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the more vessels that you kill at this point in the game, the better. If you can kill a bunch of vessels, it can cost the player the game if you use your defilers right. You really need to be on top of irradiating the defilers. And if you don't have the vessels, I mean, you're hopeless. All you can do is siege your tanks and do a little bit of splash into the swarm, but other than that, I mean, you just have to run around, and you're never going to bust an expo. So any scourges that he can land on those vessels are just going to be absolutely huge right now. And we see right now the natural of the top right base being taken by Haypro. So that's going to bring him up to 4 gas as soon as that hatches. And a 4 gas Zerg, that is death for Terran. We see in the main, Ultraless Cavern going up. And it is starting to look very bad for BRAT. I mean, he does not have that much. He's got about 4 siege tanks, a few groups of Marines. Just a few vessels. Looks like he has about 4 vessels right now, and he's popping out another dropship. So he's trying to do some dropship harass, but between the Nidus Canals and Sunkens in the main, I don't know how much damage he's going to do with it. I think the port time would be better used pumping out some science vessels.
Looking at the resources of the Zerg player, they look rather interesting with 2,000 minerals and 1,500 gas.
Yeah, he is saving up a little bit of money right now, and we see a plague going off on the Marine medic. That is really annoying, especially with Braddock's small amount of medics. He has only 3 medics right now, so they're going to lose a lot of energy. Goodbye, medic energy. That is painful to watch as a Terran, I tell you. That is something else. And with this money pooled up, as you pointed out earlier, he's going to be able to afford more Ultralists when that cavern's done, more upgrades for them, and that's really important because once you get Ultralists under a Dark Swarm, it becomes unfair, and the Terran needs to leave the game. So that's probably what Haypro is pointing to do. Don't you think, Vol?
Yeah, but just hold that thought. Dropship coming in on the 1 o'clock, and Haypro's only got a Nidus Canal and a Sunken, so if BRAT is really quick with this, he might be able to do some damage. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to turn the game, but stimming up and actually killing the drones. In the meantime, he's moving in for a deadly attack and straight to Haypro's natural, but the Zerglings are actually going to clear out the Marines, but luckily the dropship picking them up again, and a massive fight going down here at the natural. Swarm goes down, another swarm. Wow, and the Marines are forced to retreat, so I think BRAT did very well to attempt something, and oh my god, loses a vessel. BRAT doing very well to try and pull himself back in the game, but it's just not quite enough.
Yeah, it's not enough, really. He's losing vessels. His dropship play is not working out for him. You know, maybe he should have stopped after that first failed dropship, but it is setting further and further behind, giving him less vessels. Another swarm going up over near the Marines. A lot of Zerglings coming in, losing all his siege tanks. That is bad. No vessels, no siege tanks, just Marines. Well, guess what? These swarms are just going to rip you apart, and, you know, that's That's what's happening. We see him now pumping vultures. He's putting a lot of mines down, so he's, you know, the mines are good, but when you're this far behind, the Zerg really isn't going to care that much. Yeah, he's going to lose some units to him, but is it going to be enough to get BRAT back in the game with just 2 bases against 4? And Haypro taking the bottom right, so he's going to have 5 gas pretty quickly here. That is not something that a Terran wants to see. Not at all. And the Ultras right now, they have the +2 armor, so it looks like Haypro is getting ready to move in for the kill. He's really massing at his natural a ton of Zerglings. He's got +2 care pace, +2 melee attack. He's got his defilers out. The Ultra speed, I'm unsure if he has that yet. And here he goes. He's walking down the map, starting to group up his army. Some Lurkers go on the left, some Zerglings going on the right. Looks like he will run into a few spider mines, very nicely laid mines, take out some Lurkers, damage some others, makes BRAT cancel that command center. So BRAT just really in a very, very bad position. He is basically contained to this little part of the map. Haypro is totally running this game.
And we see here the dominance of the defilers, giving you know, the Zerg player an immediate advantage when they come out and consume is finished. And we see they also provide some sort of you know, contain on the Terran player, because even if he tries to siege up, you know, he's made to unsiege and run away real fast, because simple Zerglings can cause so much damage under the swarm.
That's so true, but we see now BRAT, he has really replenished his vessels. It's a good thing he added that second port. We see now he has 5 with 2 more coming out, and here BRAT goes in the middle of the map, but Lurker's burrowing. Haypro is on top of it. He has Overlords all over the place. Look at that mini-map. Yellow dots everywhere. Plague all over the Marines. That is filthy. Those medics are going to have no energy, and Haypro right now just whittling him down. A ton of Ultras in the natural. Oh my god, as soon as BRAT sees those, I think he's just going to out, because there is no way to kill that many Ultras, especially with a Dark Swarm, especially with Plague. This is really getting dirty. Haypro is showing his macro skill. There is no way to break him at this point, and we're just going to see BRAT die very quickly here.
Do you think that attacking the expansions one by one and being more flexible with dropships would kind of give him a chance to stop the Zerg expanding rate at this point, Well,
I think it's a bit too late for BRAT to do much at this point. As you can see, we've got about a dozen Ultralisks, so wow, that's definitely a lot of Ultralisks. And it's great that he's actually keeping a bunch of Scourges above his main group, because he's just keeping that as like his trump card, just to throw it down as soon as BRAT looks like he has even a chance to get back into this game, because the vessels aren't going to be able to irradiate all of those Ultralisks. And all he needs to do is just wait. He's got the bases for it. BRAT's got only a single expansion done at the 6 o'clock. He's got a lot of troops, and they are upgraded. BRAT's finally reached 3-3 upgrades, but it's just not enough. I mean, you need heaps of tanks to actually kill that many Ultralisks, and here they come in now. Ultralisks running in. Oh my god, I can't watch. You're gonna have to cast this, because this is about to get really ugly.
This is going to get really ugly, because right now Haypro is maxed. People, this is what a max Zerg looks like with Ultraling. This is filthy, and I'm not sure what in the game can beat this. It's pretty unstoppable. He's got a lot of defilers around with this army. He's got Scourge all over the place, so really there's no way to vessel this. There's really nothing that BRAT's going to be able to do right now. BRAT is sitting tight at about 130 supply against a max Haypro, and Haypro says, you know what? I've toyed with you long enough. I'm going to kill you now. And here come these Ultras right down the side of the map. He's getting ready. He's grouping up his units. Just a ton of units all over the place. A bunch of Ultras coming from the top right. And BRAT looks like he's moving towards the center of the map. Nope, he's just repositioning his units around and around, sitting behind some spider mines, but it is not going to do anything. Here they come into BRAT's third gas expand. Lots of vessels irradiating everything, but it doesn't matter, because Ultras are just more powerful with their irradiates, and they're just running through swarms that can't be hit by Terran units. This is unfair. Oh my god, Haypro has played brilliantly to get to this stage of the game, and there is nothing BRAT can do to stop him. I don't care how good you are. This is going to kill you. Look at how many Ultras. BRAT taking out quite a few, though. He's got 3-3 on his Marines, a lot of spider mines, a lot of irradiate, and Haypro has to send in yet another group. It looks like he has a bunch of Overlords full of Ultralisks. That's pretty gross. If he drops that into the Terran main, it's just going to get grosser and grosser for poor BRAT here. Haypro just sitting right around max supply, and There we go. GG from BRAT. Haypro ties up the series 1-1.
Yeah, this match proved to be longer than the previous one, and thankfully more entertaining and not so short. But we saw that the dominance of the Zerg player came back. You know, he deflected any kind of Marine Medic rush, even if that was pretty early. And we saw he came on top later by expanding and growing way faster than his opponent.
We did, and we saw, you know, that was a more macro-based game because he stopped the quick BRAT rush, and you know, he really played a lot better that game. We skill much better.